The reason we are having this series, because whether we like it or not, our friends influence the direction and the quality of our lives. Our friends will influence us. Our friends, the people we spend time with, the people we mingle with, will influence the direction and quality of our life. And most of the time, our closest friends, we spend more time with them. And most of the time, these friends will lead us astray to do things that's not good, or these most friends will bring out the best in us. So it is so important that we choose our friends because they can be harmful or helpful. Of course, your friends will be helpful if you are surrounded or associating with good people. People that will lead you in serving the Lord, people that will lead you in making decisions in life. And it can be harmful if you are with wrong people, right? So it is so important that our friends, we choose our friends wisely. And I can share you stories after story, just like last week. I shared to you how my friend met an accident at the age of 24 in his season of his life. He was a former volleyball player, varsity volleyball player. He got into accident. Why? He was drunk with his friends, so-called friends. I got arrested. I got into trouble many times. Why? Because I spent time with my friends who got me into trouble. And you can share your own story, right? How you get into trouble because you go with not right people, or so we could say wrong people. All right? That is why we are taking this series, because our friends influence the direction and quality of our life. There is a hacker, a white hat hacker, and he is actually a neuroscientist. His name is Moran Cerf. Moran Cerf is a former white hat hacker. You know what white hat hacker? These are the people that will try to test the vulnerability of your software, hardware, or network of a particular company. They will try their way to get into the system and to access the system. So he was a former white hat hacker. The black hat hacker, these are people who have bad intentions. They're trying to get money or try to take advantage of the system. Now, he was a former hacker, but he turned to be a neuroscientist. He was an Israeli. He also he's a curator of a PopTech, one of the 5 leading conferences in the world. And this is what he said. He is a new neuroscientist. He said the most important decision you can make in terms of your happiness, in terms of your definition of happiness, is who you choose to spend your time with. Cerf has been studying decision making for the past 15 years. And he said he believes that choices surrounding our experience, money, possession, investments, and all other major decisions in life are not as significant when it comes to happiness as choosing your friends. What he is trying to say is finding and choosing your friends must be a major decision that we have to make, because it will affect the way we make decisions or the way we perceive or view life. And it will define your happiness. He is a neuroscientist. He studied about this. He said, you make sure that because of us, what are the major decisions we make in life? Investments, purchase of house, cars, marriage, etc., etc., etc. When the major decisions that we're supposed to make is to choose who are the people we spend time with. And he continued. He said that the more we study engagement, we see time and time again that just by being next to a certain people actually aligns your brain with them. So it's not only emotional attachment. It's not only a religious conversation about choose your friend, choose your friend, choose your friend. But it's neurological, right? It is actually something to do with our brain. So be careful who you're sitting with, who you're talking with, who you're spending time with. Don't look at the person beside you. Maybe I was like, why I'm sitting with this guy, this girl, right? So unconsciously, our brains align with people we associate with and we spend time with. And that is how it affects us. in our decision making. So this guy is studying the relationship of decision making and the relationship to decision making. It is correlated. There's a connection. There's an alignment. So we must be careful on who we are sitting with, spending time with. And Sir further explained. He said that this means the people you hang out, listen, the people you hang out with actually have an impact on your engagement, meaning how you engage life, how you perceive life, how you address life, how you make decisions, with reality beyond what you can explain. It's subconscious. You can do anything about it. It will automatically influence the way you think in life. And one of the effects is you become like them. Well, this is not just religion thing. This is not just spiritual thing. This is not just emotional thing, but this is something to do with our brain. Whether we like it or not, our friends will influence the way we live life. And it can be harmful or helpful. It can harm us or it can help us. Our decision making is influenced by the people you spend most of your time. And the people we spend time with influence us, decision making. So there's a relationship with that. This study was published just almost 10 years ago. But what is great thing is what we read last week. King Solomon, the wisest man ever lived, wrote something similar more than 3,000, almost 3,000 years ago. And he said, walk with the wise and you become wise. Associate with fools and you will get into trouble. We need to be wise in choosing our friends. We need to be wise because that will affect our decision-making skills in life. Now, parents, please don't think or don't filter this message for your kids. Or maybe that message is for my kids. Hey, this message is for everyone. This message series is to help us be smart or be wise in choosing our friends. There's a lady who called me while I was driving, and she was crying. All her kids are adults already. They have their own life. And then she was crying and said, you know what, Pastor? This has been a cycle all my life for the past 30 years. My husband has been with some friends who are addicted with drugs. And they've been into trouble. They've been arrested. They got into accident and all. And all my friends are advising me to divorce him. And while we're talking for almost an hour, at the end of our conversation, she said, you know what? I'm so thankful I called you. Because all my friends, again, told me, you don't deserve that guy. You have to leave that guy. You have to move with your life. And this person is already an adult. And she said that I'm so thankful because I advise her to stay, to love your husband unconditionally. Who will be there for him but you? And you know what? The relationship was restored and they are together until today. This is not just for kids. This message is for everyone. Sometimes you regret why your husband met these people. Sometimes your husband regret why your wife met these people. Sometimes our greatest regret surrounds with the people we spend time with, right? And that's why we have to be careful on how or who we are associating with. Whatever the stages of your life, this message series is so applicable to you. Now, think about the friends that you're surrounding or you are associated with today. If they don't care about your marriage, they don't care about you. And sad to say, they are not true friends. If they don't care about your future, they don't care about your personal success in life, they don't care about you. They're not true friends. if they don't care about your walk with God, about morality, about destiny, about how you live life, they don't care and they're not true friends. Again, there's something in your mind that will say, you're so judgmental, you're judging people, you're judging people. No. There are two different things between judgmental and good judgment. I already explained that last week. Judgmental is something you're talking about the other person behind their back based on what they do in life. Good judgment is something to do with how you make decisions in life based on the people that you are associating with. What I'm encouraging you today is you have to have a good judgment. Don't be judgmental. Love the people around you. And I illustrated that with this level of friendship. There are many contacts in your social media accounts, and you have to love them. You have to be there for them when they need you. You have to help them know Jesus. But there are casual friends where you can spend time with. These are casual friends, are seasonal friends. They'll be there during Christmas, birthday, anniversary, and all special events in your life. Now, the close friends are the true friends. I will not allow someone to have a close influence in my life if they are not helping me to become a better person. That's a good judgment. I'm not being judgmental to them. The core friends are your few, 3 to 5 or less than 10 people who have a strong, high influence on how you live your life. So we are not judging people. We want to make good judgment in life. And in that, we talked about last week on how to find friends, and that true friend is someone that encourages you to become a better version of yourself. A true friend is someone that will support you at all times, whatever it costs. Today, I want to focus on maintaining true friendship. Right? If you found friends, close friends, or true friends already, then you have to protect that relationship. You have to do everything necessary to protect and keep your friendship growing. And I want to bring you to the story of David and Jonathan. You know that story, right? You know the story of David and Goliath, right? That's not about friendship, okay? Of course, they kill each other, right? They try to kill each other. But what's our topic is between the story of David and Jonathan. So when David killed Goliath, of course, you know the challenge, the Philistine Goliath, the giant guy who's just trying to taunt and challenge the Israeli, if you will come, fight me, and we will be slave to you, and if we will defeat you, you will be slave to us. And then David said, okay, you guy, that tall guy there, I want to fight him. And then Saul said, you're just a kid. And then he fought, right? He killed Goliath. Then he took Goliath's head and brought it to David. And then Abner, the army officer of Saul, brought David to King Saul. And he presented Saul. And this is the guy who defeated Goliath. And after the conversation between David and King Saul, so David was still carrying the head of Goliath, and he presented, hi, King Saul, my name is David. I presented to you the head of Goliath, but he left the weapons of Goliath in his tent. And then eventually, after their conversation, he probably went out of that place, and then there's Jonathan, the son of King Saul. And there's a special bind, or special relationship that connects David and Jonathan. Let's pick up the story in 1 Samuel chapter 18 and verse 1. Now, when he had finished speaking to Saul, David, he said, finished talking to Saul, hey, I defeated Goliath. Hey, thank you. Saul said, thank you. The soul of Jonathan was knit to the soul of David. It was chained. There's a special bindness that between David and David and Jonathan. Look at this. Jonathan loved him as his own soul. Jonathan, there is a philia, a love between friendship that's so strong between these two gentlemen. So, Jonathan made a pledge of mutual loyalty with David because, again, it was emphasized here, he loved David as he loved himself. And I want to share with you 2 words on how we can maintain our true friendship with someone. Last week, it was pray and play. If you want to find true friendship, you pray for them, just like Jesus prayed for his three disciples, Peter, James, and John. In maintaining true friendship, we're supposed to what? To love, and the word that I want to share is love and loyalty. Two words that I want you to remember in maintaining and keeping your relationship growing. Love your friends and be loyal to them. Let me share with you quickly what it means to love them. To love them means to be thankful. To love your friends means you are thankful of your relationship. You are thankful that this person came into my life and helped me to become a better version of myself. This person came into my life and really helped me correct my way of life, a way of living, and live a life that's pleasing to God. You are thankful with your friends because your friend helped you to become a better person. A true friend, you should also be thankful with your friend. This is only quick because I want to spend time more with the loyalty part. Okay, I'm giving you 3 T's on how to love your friends. Thankful also is you treat someone as part of your family. And then a true friend, if you are thankful with your friend, you will express that, right? Have you said thank you to your friend? Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you, like that. Yeah, see? They're fist bumping, right? Thank you for the lunch earlier and the dinner, right? So, yeah, express that. Express that in any way. Email, Facebook, messages, and all. The second T that I want you to know on how to love your friends is being thoughtful. A true friend supports you at all times with your ambitions, with your dreams, with your goals. A true friend is also a good listener. A true friend finds a positive solution and ideas to all the things that you are thinking about life. A true friend is willing to make sacrifices for you. That's being thoughtful. That's how you express love in your friendship, and you can protect your friendship from anything or anyone that will try to break it. The last T that I want to share with you is be truthful. Don't expect love and loyalty if you can provide honesty with your friend. A loving friend must be truthful in your face, must not share or gossip you behind your back and share all negative things about you with other people. That's not a true friend. A loyal friend might not agree with you all of the time, or they won't always have the same opinion like you, but they want to tell you the whole truth, and they want you to know the truth. True friends are truthful and trustworthy. That is what love means. And that is how we can maintain a relationship. Now, I want to go back to the story of David and Jonathan. I want to focus more on how we can be loyal to our friends. When David was introduced to King Saul, there was a quick bond, right? But David, because he's so good, he succeeded in all his mission trip. He beat all the cities here and there, and he's been so good. Like there's a song that's written that Saul killed thousands and David killed 10,000. And that makes Saul so jealous and insecure. Right? Remember that story? And David, before he became an officer, one of the officers of Saul's army. But Saul became so insecure with him and wanted to kill him. David ran away from Saul. From the assassins. Saul sends many assassins to kill David, to eliminate him. And in the midst of this, there is Jonathan, the son of Saul, the best friend of David. He went out of his way to meet David. And this is their conversation. Then David fled from Naioth in Ramah and went to Jonathan. So David was so scared, he ran here and there. Saul sent assassins. Saul wanted to kill him. He moved here and there. And then David went to see Jonathan. Jonathan knows that he'll be in trouble when seeing David. What have I done? David exclaimed, asking Jonathan. He asked, what crime have I committed? What wrong have I done to your father to make him want to kill me? What's the problem, David? It doesn't make sense. Why your dad wants to kill me, Jonathan? That's what David is exclaiming. That's what he's asking. Then the next verse, it said, Jonathan answered, God forbid, David, that you should die. My father tells me everything he does, important or not, and he would not hide this from me. It's just isn't so. Jonathan was saying, David, wait, David. This doesn't make sense. Are you telling me that my dad wants to kill you? And then Jonathan was so confused. Now, this is what happened before that. Saul, he knows that there's a special bond between David and Jonathan. He made Jonathan out of the loop with his plot and his plan to kill David. So Jonathan doesn't know everything. And that's why, hey, I'm confused. You are my best friend, but you are accusing my father to kill you. And there's a confusion here. And then David continued with his answer. He said, but David answered, your father knows very well how much you like me, and he has decided not to let you know what he plans to do. Well, that makes sense now, because you would be deeply hurt. I swear to you by the living Lord that I am only a step away from death. Saul almost killed David for many instances. And he's saying, hey, it doesn't make sense to you because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's the plan of your father. He tried to kill me, almost an inch to my death. And this is what Jonathan's like, I'm confused. You're my best friend, but you're accusing my dad to kill you. And Jonathan said this. Look at this. Jonathan said to David, it doesn't make sense to me. He said, whatever you yourself desire, I will do it for you. You want me to find out if this is true? You want me to investigate if my dad wants to kill you? Whatever you yourself desire, whatever you want me to do, I will do it for you. What a loyal friend. A loyal friend is faithful. What you're sharing to me, David, doesn't make sense. But you know what? I'll be faithful to our friendship, and I will do whatever you want me to do. I will be faithful to you, and will learn how I can figure out my dad's plan to kill you. Do you have a friend like that? Who's just so loyal? Or let me phrase the question, are you that kind of friend who is so faithful? A true friend does not only love, but loyal and faithful. A true friend will stand by your side even if everything doesn't make sense. I don't know if this what they're saying about you is true. But you know what? I want to be a faithful friend to you. Is this true? A true friend must care enough to investigate, care enough to ask, and will not listen to rumors or gossip, but will try their best to be faithful. They will stand by and stand up for each other. Do you have this kind of friend? Do you have this kind of friend whom you can call in times of trouble? Can you feel the trouble and fear that David is feeling during this time? Jonathan came in the very perfect timing. A faithful friend makes a choice to enter to the pain for a long haul, not for just a season. A friend will be there every season of life, not only when you're up, but also when you're down. A faithful friend will suffer the pain with you. They will cry with you. They will make your problem as if they're their problem. They will feel the pain whenever you are in pain. And a faithful friend will be faithful enough to defend you from whatever it takes. And will do whatever it takes to protect your friendship. Even how inconvenient may it be. Jonathan went out of his way, left his throne as the next heir to the kingship, and went to David and said, okay, I will do my best to figure this out. Then Jonathan finally figured out what happened. After this conversation, Jonathan talked with his dad and said, what David did for him to deserve this. He did great things to Israel and to you. Why you wanted to kill him? And out of the anger of Saul, he threw a bow of spears to Jonathan that almost killed him. That's inconvenience. He tried to defend himself. He tried to be faithful to him. So Jonathan, with confirming that his father wanted to kill David, he informed David, and David ran away, and they never talked for almost or more than 2 years. One day, there's a battle between Philistine and a Keilah, city of Keilah. While David was still running away, moving with his men from here to there. And then he asked God, the Philistine is trying to attack Keilah. Do you want me to fight against Philistine? And God said, yes, you fight and save Keilah. So David and his men went to Keilah and fought with them and defeated the Philistines. But one day, the city that David David defended, planned to betray him and hand him over to Saul. And when he learned about that, it was like, oh, everything I've done for you, you will hand me to Saul? He was so discouraged. He was again so troubled. He was like, Lord, I thought you anointed me as king years ago, and now this is what I'm going through. What's happening with my life? Do you have that kind of seasons of your life where you're so tired? I thought, Lord, you will provide for me. Why? I have many needs. Thought, Lord, you will help me. Why I'm in this trouble? But you know what happened here? When Keilah tried to betray David, he ran away. He hid again. David hid again. And the best friend of David, Jonathan, went to look for him again, out of his way. He knows that he'll be in trouble if his dad will know he's meeting David. Look what a loyal friend does in times of trouble. Jonathan went to find David. He was not just sitting on his royal palace, enjoying the food and the comfort. It was like, oh, my dear best friend David is in trouble again because the city he defended is now trying to betray him. And Jonathan went out of his way to find David. And look what he did. And encouraged him to stay strong in his faith in God. That is a loyal friend. A loyal friend will be there, be faithful, whatever it costs, and will be helpful, whatever your troubles and problems are. Do you have that kind of friend who goes out of their way to encourage you, who even his or herself will get into trouble? He or she will get out of the way to encourage you, to lift your spirit up and tell you, stay strong. Okay lang yan. Your problem, don't worry. We can do this. We will help each other. Oh, you're sick? Don't worry. God is our healer. We'll go out of the way. That's a loyal friend. That's how you can keep your friendship strong. Do you have that kind of friends who is so perfect in going and meeting you in times of trouble, even to the point that it's so inconvenience for them? That kind of friend is very helpful. A helpful friend is there to listen, to encourage, not to betray you. A good friend is there, totally dependable and trustworthy with all your problems and will not share to others your struggle. A loyal friend is something who is there every season of life in ups and downs. That is how we can maintain true friendship. We should be faithful and helpful. That's the kind of friend you should be praying for. And if you have that kind of friend, protect your friendship. Then Jonathan continued. After he encouraged David, he said, don't be afraid. Keep your spirit high, David. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. Jonathan reassured him. My father will never find you. You are going to be the king of Israel, and I will be next to you, as my father Saul is well aware. To keep our friendship stronger and stronger, you must be a loyal friend. You must be faithful and helpful, right? But I want you to notice this phrase. You are going to be the king of Israel. What a statement. You're going to be the king of Israel. Now listen to this. Doesn't make sense to you, but you have to understand. Jonathan is the next in line. Jonathan was supposed to be the next king to Saul, by blood and by his position. Yet he made a very clear statement that David, you will be the next king of Israel. And me? Yes, I am King Saul's son. I am heir to the throne. But I'll be next to you. I'll be there to support you. A friend is not jealous or insecure, but hopeful. Hopeful. She's so emotional. That's why hopeful. My whole point, friend. A true friend wants to bring out the best in you. Wants the best for you. If you succeed in life, if you are at the up season of your life, they will not be insecure. They will not be jealous, but they will hope the best for you. A friend stand by you and stand for you. A friend will go out of the way to encourage you. A friend will celebrate with your success and will mourn with your defeat. A friend is true at all costs. If you have not found and still praying for that friendship, look for someone who is like this, who is thankful for your friendship, who is thoughtful for your friendship, who is truthful to you, who is faithful regardless of what they will hear from people around you. They would say, you know what, I know Lucky, I know Seth, I know this person, and that what you're talking and spreading, that's not true. I believe in him. I will go out of my way to help him, and I will stand by him, hoping that the best will happen for him. Look for someone who is like this, who have like this character or qualities. If you have so-called friends who don't have these qualities, then sadly, I want to say, they're not true friends. I'm not saying you don't love them. I'm not saying that. If they're not faithful to you, thankful, thoughtful, truthful, helpful, hopeful to you, I'm not saying you run away from that relationship. What I'm saying is, maybe you have to make good judgment in the future. Maybe you should communicate intentionally to them what kind of friendship you want to have. And I want you to notice this last verse from that story. After Jonathan went out of his way to meet David, encourage him, and proclaim that you will be the next king and I will be next to you. I'm not jealous. I'm not insecure, David. I'll support you all the way. I hope the best for you. And then so the two of them renewed their pact of friendship before the Lord. Listen to this. What I notice about their friendship is the Lord is always involved. Between the friendship of Jonathan and David, the reason they have that very good relationship. It's because the Lord is in the center of their friendship. And it lasted till the time that David died in a battle. But that friendship continued to the descendants of David, Mephibosheth. When David, a descendant of Jonathan, when David learned that, oh, there is Mephibosheth, the son of David, he went out of his way and said, you know what? Your dad is my best friend, and I want to adopt you into the royal family. Now, if you have to understand the culture before. When someone moved out from the kingdom, the next king will take over. The king, the current king, will kill the king, the previous king, and all their family. David did not do that. He said, oh, Mephibosheth, you are the son of my best friend Jonathan. Come, be part of our family. The Lord is in the center of David and Jonathan's friendship. That is only possible. Our friendship will continue to grow only if Jesus is the center of it. Jesus must be the center of our friendship. That is the only way we can maintain our true friendship. That is the only way we can keep godly and long-lasting friendship, because Jesus is the great example of love and loyalty. He said, last two verses and we're done. The greatest love you can show is to give your life for your friend. When Jesus spending time with his disciple, he said, you know what? The greatest love I can show and you can show is when you, out of loyalty to your friend, you will give up your life for them. Even how inconvenient, even to the point of death. What is amazing here is this. 2 verses after Jesus said this, he said this: I called you my friend. He said, you know what? The greatest love we can do is to lay down our life for a friend. Then 2 verses after, he said, you know what? You are my friend. And I'm willing to lay down my life for you. Jesus saying, you are my friend. I love you and I'll be loyal to you, even to the point of death. And that's his promise to all of us. Yes, we may desire earthly friends, but we have an amazing, perfect, loving, and loyal friend. His name is Jesus.